Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gates of Hell. Today we're using the Valour mod as well as the HD textures for the Valour mod, which will both be linked in the description. I want to try to do a little preliminary or prequel to the upcoming Finest Hour DLC. I don't know a release date, coming out very soon, probably in the next 5.5 weeks. At least the developers said multiple times they want to release this before the end of 2025, which, well, is about 5-6 weeks away, so that's when I'm assuming it'll be released. In the Finest Hour DLC with the English, the Scottish, the Poles, and the Canadians, the setting is both late war, so 1944, 1945 in the Western Front, but it's also early war in 1940 during the battle for France, the Dunkirk evacuation. Valour mod has French and British in the same tech tree. Here we have the British infantry, some of their support columns, we have some of their vehicles, their weapons, their artillery, their support, and of course their heavier armor. And at the very bottom, it goes to the French with their supports, their infantry, their vehicles, including vehicles like the Char 2C. This is kind of where the French tech tree ends for us here, because it's 1940 vehicles. Here we have the Free French, who have access to obviously their own infantry, like 1944 onwards infantry, their Greyhound, Lend-Lease. We have some Stuarts, some Shermans, even some Cromwells and stuff like that. But this is not going to be relevant for this little series. I'm trying to run this as a prequel to what will be in Finest Hour DLC. Obviously, that'll have a lot more depth. It'll have tons more maps. That's the main thing here you're going to be noticing. The maps are all 1944, D-Day or after D-Day. So historical accuracy, no, it's not going to be historical accurate. I'm trying to keep myself to the early war British and French stuff, but there is no promise that the Germans don't show up with a Panzer IV-G or a Panzer IV-H or like a Tiger on day 9 or day 10. But my intent is to run this as fast as possible. I picked a hardcore as the difficulty level, high on the resources, but medium on the campaign size. I'm hoping this won't be more than just a couple of episodes, because I'm assuming by that time the Finest Hour DLC will be in our hands. I should add that I've gone from hard to hardcore on the difficulty. Normally I'm kind of a hard enjoyer. Okay, probably shouldn't say it that way. I'm the enjoyer of playing on hard difficulty. Hardcore always felt a little bit and then below hard I always feel like it's a little bit, in my personal opinion, always felt a little bit underwhelming in terms of what I expected. I'm also not going for a medic because I'm crazy like that. No medic necessary. British Expeditionary Force, or BEF infantry, mixed in with some French armor like the Renault R35, we have the FCM 36. With Fog of War off, by the way, that's why I went hardcore and not just on hard, is that I kind of get to this point in my Conquest campaigns, probably about 10 or 12 days in, where I just feel like it becomes a chore. Or the defending is fun, but the attacking becomes kind of a chore and boring. Where are their guns at? You blow those guns up with artillery, and then you do the same thing. So I'm hoping that I can rely less on artillery to be bullying their sort of defensive setups. It's funny that we actually are playing this map because, well, it's very similar. This is the way we came in on the very recent video. I should add, by the way, before we get too deep, that I meant to do the final part of that, actually. The final part of my German chronological order, Normandy campaign, but for some reason, my final map isn't on Utah Beach or any sort of beach map or even a French map. It's on the German Sieg River. Now I say it's on the Sieg River map. Is that like a joke by the developers? Like, hey, the final German mission of the Normandy campaign is on the Sieg River, which Sieg River literally means like victory river. That's a flamethrower. Sieg is victory in German. So I'm not sure if that's a purposeful. I did leave a comment, so hopefully the developers of that mod will look at it and say, oh, hey, look, we meant to make this the Utah Beach map, because that's what the map says on the little map with the campaign. But obviously, when I'm trying to go on to Utah Beach, it loads Sieg River. So I'm hoping they managed to fix that, and then we can at least finish that campaign. My idea here isn't to, again, showcase a very in-depth campaign. I'm not trying to get to day 75. Hopefully we can get this done within... Is that flamethrower still around here? I don't want to get flamethrowered. I do want to kill this guy, though. I'm using HE. He's... Oh. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. My idea here is to try to get this campaign done within the time frame that, it takes to get the Finest Hour release, which hopefully will be soon. If it's a couple of weeks, then I don't know. I guess we'll continue with this. I'm hoping that's not the case. It would be super nice to play Finest Hour. Oh, God. What are we doing here? Why are you not dead? Okay. Oh, that's a mortar. That's a mortar. Let's make sure we get these guys out of that position. Now, we have put some guys in this house before. I just lost a roof. So, oh, melee, melee. Oh, melee fighting. Everybody was melee fighting, apparently. So I just lost 2 of my guys. I kind of forgot that I don't have a medic. Oh, God. We're also getting absolutely... Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing out here? I can't be losing all these dudes. I need to get you out of there. Some of the enemy... Oh, God, we've just lost so many. Oh, my God, what is happening? I don't have any other AT other than these 2 little vehicles. Oh, come on. What is happening? Okay, well, we got the tank commander. We literally just basically blew his brains out. That's how close we are. Close? That's how close we are. Okay. I'm going to lose this R35 because there's this infantry running at me, which I'm assuming some of these have AT grenades. I'm not sure what's happening here. Like, am I losing it? Am I going crazy? Am I going nuts? Am I going stupid? I need to reverse out of there. Luckily, the reverse key works. I'm getting machine gunned by a 2-2-1. Why are we not killing this thing? Our R35 is sniping across the entirety of the map. What is this blob of Germans? I was just trying to have a fun little experience. Hardcore. I guess that is really hardcore. I need to get these guys back into the trench. I've lost the machine gunner, which was the whole point of that squad. Again, I probably should have brought a medic in hindsight, but, well, who the hell thought that I was going to need a medic? I figured I have an R35. I have a FCM36. It'll be okay, right? Well, I was wrong. I was very clearly wrong. I also didn't bring ammo. Oh, and that mortar is in the trench. That is insane. Oh, I've lost the machine gunner on this one. I'm going to need to reverse. I didn't even know what I was starting to say. I genuinely thought this was going to be harder because I'm on hardcore, but it should be easier to see some of the culprits that are kind of cheeky, like the mortars and stuff. But I guess if you don't have range or anything to really deal with those mortars, then yeah, that'll be an issue. This KFZ-13 is just... Okay. I'm not sure what they were doing. Let's try mowing down the Germans as they're running at us. Did we ever get the crew on this vehicle? Okay, now we did. I don't know if we actually disabled... Oh, we did. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose my armor. If I lose my armor, this is GG. So we did lose a couple of my infantry. No biggie. What kind of... Okay, there's an AT gun there. I guess I've never really played Conquest much without Fog of War. So seeing how... Oh, don't... Wait, how did I lose a track? I'm very confused. Did I get mined? Did I get AT grenaded? I don't think the AT gun has range in any way, shape, or form. Very weird. Oh. This KFZ-13 could be annoying. Especially if it kills our tank crew. Okay. We got rid of the annoying guy on the machine gun. We're not asking the AI to be able to be accurate in terms of the equipment they bring. There's going to be a couple of infantry probably around that are kind of ahistorical. I'm talking like G43s. Like, I mean, some of the map assets here are not going to be accurate. You know, if you're... Is this getting... So I'm not sure. Did it get AT rifled? Okay, like the G41, for example. Can't really get away from that, sadly. But I am going to move up. I'm honestly a little flabbergasted. I was going to point out that, like, for example, Valour has this cool sort of first-person ability in direct control for infantry, but I guess even that's a little bit too much. We have Ostlegionnaire. Oh, those are actually... That was an Aufklärer. So those Ostlegionnaire. There are some Ostlegionnaires which are just basically like... I don't know what the correct... I believe they may be like Soviet POWs that they're like, hey, you can either starve in the camp or you can fight. Some of them chose to fight. Stalin did not take that. Very appreciative, as you may expect, but different argument, different conversation. I need to get away from this. This is actually a troll. I'm really hoping you don't send in a bunch of reinforcements anymore because I don't have many units left myself. I should add that as I'm making this video, I got a ping earlier. I'm not really sure what to think of it, so I'll reserve my opinion for a later moment. I'm not really sure what the situation is. but I figured people will probably bring it up in the comments, so I might as well bring it up myself and mention that I have heard about it and I haven't been able to look into it yet because it's really fresh. That's why. Publishers for Men of War 2, not Assault Squad 2, but just Men of War 2. Fulcrum or 1C Company, well, there used to be 1C Company, they were called Fulcrum, I believe. They basically said, hey, we want to get sort of a check on all the assets in mods that are being used on the Gates of Hell. Oh, I know I should be using HE. I'm trying to snipe the crew before they snipe me. I'm hoping I don't instantly lose this thing. Where's that shell going? But they've basically said, yes, we want to make sure that nobody is using our assets in mods for Gates of Hell and for Call to Arms. So what that means specifically, we don't know. The only thing we know is that some mods will be affected on the Call to Arms and Gates of Hell's workshops. We don't know to what degree, if they're going to be permanently gone. Apparently, one of the mods was using basically everything down to the maps of one of the campaigns, and the developers of Mode 2 or I guess 1C Company said, well, hey, that's not really fair. We're going to ask you to take that down. There's a little bit more involved. I don't want to, again, say too many things because I'm not 100% sure on the situation. I feel like things like this probably take a little bit of time to mature. In the early times of news like this, people tend to sort of react rather emotionally instead of thinking about what's happening or how it's happening. So maybe I'll let that sort of happen first so we can get more of an idea, and then I'll make my judgment in due time. I'm not saying it sounds like I'm a judge withholding my decision. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing, because I recognize that it's very easy for me to say, well, developer bad, mods good, or mods bad, developer good, or anything in the middle. But I think that for right now, just to make sure, yes, I'm aware that that's a thing that people are talking about. I'm sure this video will have a little bit of a discussion. Damn it, I lost two. Oh, and I just forgot that there's a whole squad in that area. But for now, I don't think it's necessarily a thing I should be talking about in anything other than, yes, I'm aware it exists. I kind of want to use this 221 and be annoying. Hello, boys. It's me. I'm missing, mostly. Oh, that was... Oh, okay. I only have 75 rounds on this, not 200. Anyway, there's like one more German left. One more dude. It's funny. This is very satisfying because I was being bullied so incredibly hard and emotionally by this map on my German playthrough on the mod. Not historically accurate, obviously, but it's chronologically more interesting, or chronologically correct. I guess I'm not sure how to really say that, but yeah. I was playing on this map, and this one was tough for me, so it's kind of nice to get a little bit of retribution. Although it is technically against the Germans that I was playing as, so maybe it doesn't really make sense. We're captured this point. I've lost a lot of my infantry, but that's not just the worst thing, because that's our whole point here is to try to be aggressive towards the Germans so we can keep our boys who are on the beaches secure from being run down. Obviously, we're talking within like the French or the invasion of France in 1940. The idea that we have to sort of protect Dunkirk being evacuated, and the only thing to do that is to actually be aggressive and stop the Germans from being able to push right through. I do wonder to what degree the HE on these small baby tanks can actually do something. But yeah, I'm very obviously interested in seeing what people have to say about this mod thing. I know a lot of people will be very vocal. I think it's very good to be passionate about something. I just saw a lot of people saying things that, like, oh, let's go review bomb, or let's do this. And maybe let's just make sure that something is the way it is before we do that. That's the only thing I'll say. I don't want to say anything good or bad about either one. I just don't know the situation. I just think it's important to be rational and not emotional. So I'm going to wait a couple of days to see when the clouds clear, although we're going to capture these things and make sure we are good on this. And good on this. I think we need to repair that. This will definitely repair. This will be done. I could actually use this gun for one of my machine gunners, but guess what? I don't have machine gunners anymore. I'm not going to go capture this. I'm kind of lazy. Can we get into this thing without repairing it? No? Okay, whatever. Just some news that I saw, and I would highly recommend you look into this for yourself. Keep an eye on the Gates of Hell workshop for your favorite mod. Keep an eye on maybe the Men of War 2 Discord or the Gates of Hell Discord. As the last thing I think that any of the developers want from Men of War 2 is have any negative things towards their game. But at the same time, the Gates of Hell developers are obviously pretty close to the to the Men of War developers in terms of, well, they're all working on these games, even some sort of kind of within the same engine, the same series. So they're probably not trying to create a lot of animosity between each other. So that's all I'll say about it. I guess we've completely and successfully, kind of with high casualties, captured these 2 points. We even got some German equipment in the form of the pack, the grenade launcher or mortar. I read Granatenwerfer, which I said grenade launcher, and which is kind of more like grenade thrower at that point. And of course the 221, so not a bad one, kind of a lot of losses. I feel this deep, like, I don't really know. The first 10 battles in Conquest, the first time I load a new series like this one, I'm super excited. You can probably tell by my left to right, middle to center, like completely up, down, left, right thoughts. I'm excited. I'm having a good time. And I feel like after the first 8 or 10 battles, it gets to this point where it's like, man, this kind of sucks. Like I should finish it to be a good guy and not like have 19 unfinished things on my channel. But at the same time, it's not really fun when I feel like I'm actively not enjoying it as much versus having a good time. So I'm not sure. Maybe the Fog of War off thing will be different. But I guess let me know what you think in the comments. It's very important to me. Yeah, this is the issue. So obviously, this is not very accurate. There's no Sherman wrecks here that there should be. But, oh, this is all the mortar impacts from earlier. That's kind of cool. And the mortar impacts on these buildings. That's kind of cool. Oh, right. This is awesome. They have that little ammo crate. Right. I keep forgetting about that. It's honestly a really awesome addition to Valour. These are just like miscellaneous things you can take on or off their backpacks. But having this little ammo box for the assistants is huge because okay, just anytime you want to come in there, buddy. Whoop. And now you have a little ammo bag that actually works. I think it gives ammo to more than just the machine gunner, but still, it's nice to have a little bit of an extra way of getting ammo for your infantry, especially on defenses, but also not just, when you're attacking, it works too, obviously. But it's nice to have a little bit more ammo that way. Something Valour just has set up, I think, really nice. Of course, I'm very excited to see the British, and I also understand from a developer's perspective why it's sometimes this Tiger is actually going to be the bane of my existence here, isn't it? Is that an SAS or a paratrooper? It's a commando with an anti-tank rifle. Interesting. That's kind of cool, actually. Ooh, we just destroyed that 2-2. What is that? 221 or 222? 221. I understand where the developers are coming from. I hope that people are not like annoyed that only now the British are coming in, because personally I'm just excited to have them either way. I'll be honest with you, better late than never. And obviously my personal wish list would be something like the Italians. The Germans are in, trust me. The Italians next, or maybe like I said before, we'll see a French add-on centered around the battle for France, kind of like what we're doing here, where we have the French army in 1940. Said this a couple times, but I really strongly believe this. I have no indication. This is not based on any intel or information, because I have... Well, they're trying to snipe me with that mortar back there. I have no intel, I have no information. This is all pure guesstimation. So hopefully the developers of Gates of Hell aren't going to be mad when I accidentally just sort of spoiler their next DLC, because I don't know, guys. I promise. Okay, that's a lot of guys, not the grenade. Oh, that grenade range is dog. Okay, whatever. Ooh, the mortar, the German mortar, really working overtime against them there. Oh, I need to repair this thing. Oh, I can't. I don't know why it's so broken, but I thought I repaired everything. All right, so far the Germans, ooh, that is one thing I never like to see on the enemy side. Is the Schutz, which has that 75 mil high explosive, but also has heat, and that's going to be a big issue for... I'm not sure. Is it the KZ-13? Oh, it's just the... Okay. I don't think it's a KZ... It's like the... I forget the name of this thing. It's not a KZ-13, though. It's KZ-15. I was close. There are 3 squads over here, and this is going to be brutal. Oh, they're Ostlegionär, which isn't very accurate, I guess, right? Because there wouldn't really be Ostlegionär. I think they're the guys that Said, well, I can starve to death in this prisoner camp, or I can try to join the Germans and see what happens. This is a little silly. Okay. I'm not sure. This feels a little cheeky with my armored car here, because the Germans really can't do anything. Like, they're just completely out in the open in front of a machine gun, an AT gun, another. Oh god, the AT gun is like sniping them. We have a machine gunner in a trench who's obviously getting them as well. I almost shot that cow for no reason. That would have been kind of mean. I mean, they're just getting obliterated out in the open, so we're actually just going to pull this away. What is this? Oh, the infantry shoot is being donated to me? Is this supposed to be the hardcore AI? Because they're being a little hardcore dumb. Okay, that was a little mean. Billy Enfields, by the way. It's a great weapon because you do get... Okay, that last shot, I literally wasn't even looking at the screen. Oh, okay. I was gonna say something really cool about the Lee Enfield, about how I liked it and has 10 rounds, and you know, versus the normal that you see 5. Obviously, Arisaka has 5, Carr has 5. I think the Carcano had 6, and then Springfield had 5. So yeah, having 10 rounds, and you know, Mosin has 5. Having 10 rounds in a Lee Enfield is kind of nice. It also helps when you're actually hitting your targets. Otherwise, that 10 rounds is kind of irrelevant. So that's kind of the issue I had there. And yeah, rolling this thing in like this, it's AI. I understand it's not meant to be super smart, even though I am playing on hardcore. I hope they're a little smarter than they are right now. I don't know what I was expecting there. I kind of like the idea of having that like infiltrator shoots, but I also like the idea of keeping this a little bit more quote unquote historically accurate. So maybe I won't try to capture as many units as possible. I will still capture this. Actually, I need to not, I gotta ruin my own financial finances here, but I'm not gonna capture this, but then just sell it and not actually put it to use. Because I do think having a pack and the mortar and the armored car and like the shoots, we're kind of getting away from the idea here. I'm trying to make it sort of a cool campaign, or you know, cool like sort of prequel, and then suddenly all of the... Can he see me? If I don't shoot, will he see this guy on the gun? Oh, never mind, I got it. I don't want to make it all about the German stolen equipment I can put into my army, because then that's kind of defeating the whole purpose. Defeating the whole purpose of my idea here. So if you're like, oh man, you could have captured so many more things and used them, yeah, I get that. But yeah, if I just capture a bunch of German equipment, then that's not really indicative of the campaign I'm trying to do. Although I don't know how I'm going to get to this guy, because currently he's just chilling behind... Oh, we have a Panzer I. Interesting. We have another Panzer I. I kind of like No Fog of War, actually. I think it's maybe a little cool. I actually think this is kind of cool, because it's something I'd never really get to view. I never get to really... Oh. I'm hoping this tank can kill out the Panzer I before it, like, obliterates everyone, right? Okay. I mean, I figured we can shoot between the tracks. Apparently we can't. Okay, we're good. I was making sure I could actually kill the Panzer I, one of the crappiest vehicles they could probably send at me outside of some armored cars. This thing is going to be an issue unless... Yay! Hey, perfect. Anyone alive in there? Oh, wow, you can see the heat impact there from the grenade. That's cool. I'm not actually sure how accurate this grenade would be for this, but hopefully it's not... Oh, I did not mean to do that. Can I get off the... Okay, I thought I... Oh, another one? Dude, when they send in their 222s, this is going to be hell on earth. I'm currently already kind of stuck here. I am losing a couple of my guys. I'm trying to make sure I can get on this gun later, so I'll probably just get back for now. And then once that's like available for me to grab at the end of the battle, I'll grab it just to sell it again. I'm not trying to use it. We are now seeing a little bit more of that German early power. I am begging we don't get to see 222s too soon, because I'm not really sure what to upgrade right now. These French tanks are something. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't really enjoy these earlier French tanks. I don't think I get to go this way, do I? Oh, I do. Let's hope nobody's looking. We're going for the epic flank. Oh, there's a little bit of a wall we can get through here. And big. Okay, there's a mortar back here too. Switch to first person. Hey, we got him. All right. I wonder, as we're reloading, I wonder what all is back here. Oh, we just saw a guy drive off. A bunch of Germans in the street over here. This does feel kind of like 1940s. Oh, nice. Okay, that was actually a big kill. I wonder, can I get a grenade in the turret? Oh, there's a guy running at me. Oh, he skipped. There's a guy crawling in front of me. No way, we got both of those guys. Oh, there's more coming in. Okay, I don't know if we can stop that with this one guy. That's like Rambo if he was British, apparently. What would that be? Bambo? Okay, that's a terrible joke. Like British Rambo? Bambo? I don't know. That's bad. Right side, we're good. I'm trying to make sure my armor, my medic. Oh, what were you doing way back there? Why were you? Oh, what? Oh, my medic might have like ran over and tried to res someone. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, Panzer I. These FCMs, or this FCMs, I'm implying I have more than one. This FCM, the only thing it's good at is not being armed with just a machine gun. So at least we get to knock out the Panzer Is, which obviously are only armed with the machine gun. This Cave Z13 has to get out of here. Oh, we just bounced on the engine of this little... It's not even armored. What is this thing? Oh, it has armor, actually. I take it back. It has a shield. It has 8 millimeters of armor. That's probably the shield and this little area in front of the vehicle. Our guy in front died. He died a heroic death. He'll probably get given the Victoria Cross. This little machine gun thing, we do want to kill this gunner. Nice. That's actually big. Hopefully the driver... Okay. Oh... He's back. He's back. I do have to figure out a way to get rid of that. I guess we can try to throw a grenade. Oh, this guy has an ammo crate too. That's the nice thing about Valor. So many dudes have ammo crates, like assistants. I think squad leaders will have them. We'll actually go here and drop... Oh, I was really hoping that would do more damage than that. Let's drop the ammo crate. Let's go back and just use one of these AT grenades. There's a lot of Germans around here. Get the grenade. Oh, we didn't even get the grenade off. Now I'm a little iffy about this armored car and the FCM. They've repaired, I believe. Okay, we'll get out of here. We're just going to machine gun the... Okay, get out. Get lost. We're done. There are a lot of little Panzer Is, which means that I have to be worried now about them going towards some of the heavier... And by heavier, I mean even a Panzer II. With the tiniest of 20 mils or any armor is going to pose a significant threat for my little French force. Now, it's more like a mixed French force. Like, oh, there's even a motorbike here. I mean, it's not like necessarily a French force. It's a mixed French-British force. We'll just knock over this wall. A lot of German infantry. Another issue of this R-35 and these French tanks sometimes are... Some of them are really tall. And it must be so weird because this thing... Okay, well, perfect. This thing is incredibly low to the ground. It reminds me of those Italian tankettes, like the L-35, I believe, or L-33. This thing is incredibly low to the ground. It barely sits above the wall here. This is a really cool view. I don't know why it is such a cool view. I mean, is it maybe because I have Valor that I can go really close up? Because that's not something I usually get to do very much. And then we have the FCM, which sits a little weirder. Okay, don't mind the burning tiger. And this one sits a little weird. It's got this higher turret. This is basically, all these tanks kind of remind me of each other. The FCM, I think the Samoa S-35, and then even the FCM, I forget the name again, the really big one, the way too big one with like the 12-man crew. This kind of all reminds me of those. We didn't manage to secure. I'm probably not going to really repair any of these vehicles. I will yoink that like infantry shoots, and I will probably sell this 221 after this battle, just so we can say that we got some money. I will probably sell this like infantry shoots. There is a little bit of HE on this, but it cannot be a lot. Okay, we'll just snipe people directly, I guess. Oof. That's got to be scary, seeing this like 37mm AT gun shell basically meeting your eyesight or eye line, and it barely misses in this case. Okay, that went through his legs. I gave him a little shave down there. Shaved his chest off, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is honestly kind of silly. I'm not sure how effective this would be. It's a random anecdote I read in a book once, which I thought was very interesting. I'm not sure to what degree this is accurate, so don't quote me on this, please. the Germans were very low in ammo, whether it was in Germany, or in Berlin and Germany, obviously, or during Stalingrad, during Leningrad. And the Soviets were getting supplied on a base that was just so often that the Germans recognized the Soviets would not even bother switching out to an HE shell, or where a competition between Soviet anti-tank gunners who could quote-unquote snipe the most German infantry with AT shells from their AT guns. So the solid anti-armor piercing shell, so not, the HE with the explosive inside. Just what I was doing right now. And allegedly there was a competition between some Soviet AT gunners. All right, with that said, we'll call it here. We'll have 2 of these battles done. As you can see, there's not too many left. We're literally going to be flying through this map relatively quickly, I think. I just want to make sure that if I have an opinion about this whole mod thing, I was a little bit more informed, less emotional. So we're going to call it here. We'll be doing more of this campaign. Hopefully get to finish it before Finest Hour releases. And if anything happens in the meantime with the German Conquest mod, or with this, or with Finest Hour, or anything else, I'll obviously try to let you know ASAP. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.